Hey guys, we are finally here, or are we? I hope we are. Hey, can you hear me now? Because on my screen it's something is still not working. Anyway, yeah, sorry for the delay. Apparently, it's gonna be just a one set watch along, what's one set commentary maybe. Yeah, of course, that's provided that Danielle Collins does not pull off the comeback. Sorry, I mean sometimes when you just go to sleep, and obviously I did when Pegula and Goff were going for a really long time. I decided to catch an up before this. And sometimes when you go to sleep, then your Windows decides to, that this is the best time for the update. So when I woke up to do this one, sadly, there was just a long delay. Why don't I see myself on the screen again is a question. Yeah, and Jen is laughing about it in the chat as well, I see. And if you are excited about David's conjurer, hit the like button. Are we properly live? I'm not even sure anymore. This stream has been a proper mess, that's for sure. And I'm not sure if we are properly live. I'm trying to check that now on the YouTube stream. Oh shoot. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, just a second.
Jesus, this is this is a nice mess, and actually Danielle Collins is not a mess anymore. It seems, as she's just blasted a return winner. I think I was still on the talking tennis stream trying to see if everything is working, but she had a breakpoint at 1-5, and yeah, wasn't exactly a return winner, but was a great 1-2 punch. She steps, she actually doesn't take it on the backhand as she usually does, but the forehand down the line, and then just kills the next shot for the winner. 5-2 up now. Swiatek, so still a break lead. I still don't see myself on the screen. I'm not really sure what's happening. Jesus. Yeah, sorry guys for this. Oh yeah, now I see myself for the first time since I logged on. Anyway, of course, as I said earlier, sorry that was that we started late, but we should be fine from now on. And yeah, let's see if Shiontek can get this set now. She's still 5-2 up. When it comes to the Collins matchup, this has been a bit of a wild one. Like I'm never able to predict what's gonna happen in this one. They played for the first time in Adelaide 2 years ago, and Collins retired at 6-3 of up. But that was a very comfortable match for Swiatek back then. Then, of course, they played at the Australian Open 2022, where Collins just crushed Iga. It was 6-4, 6-1, but it felt like even more. She was just absolutely demolishing the Poles' serve. And I think one of the takeaways from this match was that Swiatek was serving every single second serve to the Collins backhand, which is her strongest shot. So that was a super weird choice tactically. She did not repeat that in Doha this year, where she actually crashed Danielle Collins 6-love 6-1. So yeah, it's been a bit of a weird matchup where every single match is won in a very lopsided fashion by one of the players. So let's see if that continues. So far it's been going like this, but hey, Kathy, yeah. Dragged out of bed, not really, but yeah, I decided to take a short nap, and then my Windows was like, okay, we are going to update your computer. We are going to have you waiting for 30 minutes before you can join the live stream. Well, blame Bill Gates for that, I suppose. But anyway, Collins has just won the first 2 points in the 2-5 game. So, and it looks like she's just going to cruise to the win as Swiatek dumps that return into the net. So Iga will get another chance to serve it out. Yeah, absolutely, another chance to serve it out at 5-3. At 5-1, she didn't manage, but she had that one break, well, 2-break caution, and we'll see how she does with it. For Collins, I guess, just really important to grab some rhythm and enter the next set if she cannot break in the next game with better chances. But maybe she can actually look for another break. She fires a good serve, quick hold to love. Like very wouldn't really give Iga much time to regroup. After losing that serve at 5-1, because the next game was just over in a flash. So Iga will basically come up to the baseline right now with like that 5-1 game still in her mind, rather than treating this as actually something fresh and new. So yeah, let's see. After 39 minutes, Swiatek will serve for the set again, and from her perspective, really key to take this one, of course, so that it doesn't get tricky out of nowhere. While I was waiting for that update, I wasn't really watching, so I can't really tell you, or I don't really know what happened, up until 5-1. But let's see. Yeah, looks like when Iga is serving, when she doesn't land her first serve, she might already be in trouble. That was a pretty conventionally placed second two, and Collins is just very early to blast it. Backhand, like she enjoys, and the depth and the pace on that return was just too tough for Swiatek to handle. I think in the next round, if memory serves right, it would be Pegula for both for either of these players. And Swiatek, I guess both Pegula and Goff are two of the players that she has pigeonized, if you want to call it that, right? Just two players that she has very good head-to-head records against. It's going to be a second serve from Swiatek again. Daria Abramovich is noting some things down. This time she goes to the Collins forehand, and already, she's in the rally this time. But Collins got it back to neutral easily. Probably was even the aggressor here. Just mishits that backhand slightly. Not a promising start to this game for the American, for sure. It sure does look like getting the first serve in without dropping off on the speed will be the key for Swiatek. But I guess we already knew that before the match, with just how aggressive Danielle Collins is on return. And that's an ace from Swiatek, so that's going to help a lot. 30-15. Good serve down the tee. I think one of the assumptions about this matchup, like how it should work right now, is that Swiatek has improved the serve to a point where it would be less attackable than the Australian Open 2022, of course. But yeah, Danielle Collins, I mean, she can attack anyone's serve, right? Like whoever you are, really, she's gonna pounce on some of your second serves. So she also attacked this one, but she then messes up the timing on this forehand that she was trying to take very early and send it into Swiatek's backhand corner. So it's 2 set points for Swiatek. She actually had a set point already in that 5-1 game, so it's second and third potentially. in this set. Let's see if she can capitalize. 42 minutes so far. And it's also gonna be a second serve. So this game so far, the first serve has abandoned her, but she's still 40-15 up, so maybe it's not gonna matter. She serves to the body, at least, like tries to, because it wasn't placed well enough, and Collins just crashes the forehand return cross court. So far 5 points, just one first serve landed from Iga, but when it landed, it was an ace. So otherwise, I think she's 50% on second serve winning points won in this game. She will land the first serve though on set point number 3, and Collins, trying to take it early as usual, cannot get the timing right. So 6-3 Iga in the opening set. From the set of the Blair Witch Project, yeah, it kind of looks like that. I know. I wish I was able to set up the scores or something, but I'm usually struggling with that. Let me change the banner though, and say that Swiatek won the first set. That I can do. That I can do for sure. So yeah, this indeed doesn't look that cool behind me. So maybe I'll clean up this bed at least. Clean up done. It looks much tidier. Not really. As you can see, this is a very much work in progress stream, but that happens. And yeah, if Iga is in her usual mode of not losing games, then perhaps the stream is only going to last for like 40 minutes from here, and then it's not going to matter. But maybe Danielle Collins pulls off the comeback. The last few games certainly looked promising for the American. Whenever Iga doesn't land her first serve, she is already in trouble. So, and Danielle Collins, I mean, she's not gonna change her mindset, right? I mean, she lost the first set, but you just know she's not gonna change her mindset whatsoever. You just know that she's gonna still come out and hit all of these super aggressive shots, which is good. Of course, that's something that got her very far in this sport. And while this season has not been too kind for her, I think maybe the run in Austin to the semifinals has been the best result for her, which isn't anything spectacular, but yeah, it's clearly been just a bit of a weaker moment for Collins, but it's not like she cannot be back up there in a couple of months, in a couple of weeks. And I don't know if Ghosty is going to be here today, but this is probably a really important match for him, right? Collins, one of his favorites, and Swiatek not so much. So I imagine he's watching somewhere and potentially not too happy at the moment, but liking the Collins revival at the end of the first set. We're just pleased to see you, Damien. Thank you. Yeah, I'm pleased to see myself as well. At first I wasn't able to, and the fact that I was late like 40 minutes for this wasn't great, but you know, we managed to survive. We managed to get the stream going. I see some people came in as well, so let's see how Danielle Collins does now. She has a huge water bottle, a couple of them actually. I think maybe they are from the tournaments as well. That's sometimes the tournaments will give the players stuff like that. I saw on Twitter that Swiatek was had to turn off her phone during the first game, which is pretty funny. because it wasn't on silent and like someone was calling her, or maybe she was getting some notifications. And yeah, let's keep doing this from the set of the Blair Witch Project. That's the sort of streaming setup that I will have this week, and also next week, as I'm staying at the place where I am right now until next Saturday, I think. So whatever I'm recording, whatever I'm streaming, this is this is the setup. Of course, it's also pretty late at night. I could turn on the light, which would make this a lot less horror like. So but there's some atmosphere. There's some grim, dark atmosphere to this. So maybe it's actually not the end of the world. And yeah, Danielle Collins prepping to serve. Iga coming back from the bathroom. Something she does a lot. Win the first set pretty quickly, and then go to the bathroom. When I was in Warsaw, we were even laughing about this. That she's kind of killing her momentum. She goes to the bathroom after a 6-1 set against Noskova, and then struggles a lot in the second. Sort of true as well against Janina Wickmeyer. But then in the final, she actually didn't go to the bathroom, which kind of tells you that the matches themselves weren't all that competitive. If one of the main conversation points was whether Iga will go to the bathroom or not. But that's something that can happen with the sort of level of dominance, of course, that she has been exhibiting. But it looks like we're finally ready to begin the second set. Danielle Collins, of course, to serve. She starts the second set by trying to hit this inside-out backhand, which she just misses. I guess on return, the key for Iga is just to get as many balls in play as she can, and then just land these first serves, not allow herself to get overwhelmed by the Collins return, and then she should be good to go theoretically. But of course, Collins is is a player with such a ceiling that sometimes you cannot really do much against her when she's hitting well. And Iga has learned it the hard way at the Australian Open. A double fault from the American might set her behind here, though. But the serve is there to help. 15-30. Collins is in control of this point, and she has Iga deep to her forehand corner. It seemed like the pole has actually recovered with this loopier shot, but then she messes up the backhand. Just half volley-ish shot from Collins down the middle. It was actually with way less pace than anything else she has played in the rally, and that kind of seemed to confuse Swiatek, the change of pace there. Deep return from Swiatek, and she might have an opportunity to attack here. Collins instantly tries to counter, but she's gonna miss with this one. So 30-40. and we have a breakpoint in this game already. We also a stat on the screen about Swiatek winning the opening set in 2023, and of course she is yet to lose a match after she's won the first set in 2023. We were talking about it on the stream with Jack yesterday, that the last loss she's had like this was against Barbora Krejcikova in the famous Ostrava final, which many cited as one of the best matches of 2022, and I think everyone is inclined to agree. But Iga will not make this return, and so Collins is back. Collins is back to deuce. That's a streak that you could imagine her continuing this year. Most of her losses have just been in straight sets, of course, rather than in three. But she's lost in three to Sabalenka, right? She's lost in three to Svitolina by now, and these matches were obviously once where she lost the opening set, then got it back to level, and then still lost the decider. But especially at the beginning of the year, Swiatek had a lot of losses where she just was, getting a blowout. She was basically either blowing out her opponent or getting blown out. This is a great point from Swiatek here, just very quickly taking over the control of the rally with the return and then never really letting go. Spreading the court with the forehand nicely. So we've got another breakpoint already. And this time the serve will be back, and it's just deep down the middle. Collins tries to have volley it again. It actually wasn't like that aggressive from Swiatek, but Collins just dumps it into the middle of the net. So Swiatek already with a break in the second set. We'll see how meaningful that is, because, well, there's no guarantee in this match that she will hold 5 times from here. Eight. Yeah, we have some stats from the opening set. Nothing really too exciting, I guess. Not many errors from Swiatek, but more winners from Collins, more enforced errors as well. The WTA stats also don't go as detailed as the ATP ones tend to, so not much info we can really get out of this. And again, the first serve from Iga is key. Collins just waiting around to already strike, to strike as early as possible, but she cannot do that when the serve is this deep and this well placed. Now the American gets an opportunity though. And yeah, you could see that the second serve from Iga just sit up in the air. I mean, it was just perfect for Collins to attack. She got a great volley out of it. Like she just had to put it away, and she actually misses the put away. But that was a fantastic opportunity that she earned for herself with the return. She just wasn't able to take it. So love 30 now. Well, 30 love from the perspective of the server, of course, but we're sort of looking at it from Collins's perspective, since she's the one, trying to get back into the match. And did she miss that? It seems like she just missed this wide, so it looks like Świątek will cruise to a hold here. This was a well placed a well played point from Collins, but she just missed the, well, I don't know if it was the finishing blow. I think Świątek maybe would have gotten it back, but Surely it was like a point-winning shot from Collins, even if indirectly, but eventually that's not how it works. This shot I think she made though, as Swiatek goes for a bit of a change-up, she approaches the net. Hits a decent volley, but it's not good enough for Collins to struggle little with the little forehand pass. So 40-15. A body serve from Iga and should set her up for a +1 forehand, but Collins is great to redirect it down the line. But she misses the next shot. She misses the backhand cross court. So 2-love Swiatek in the second game of the second set. Sorry, not in the second set. Yeah, that doesn't really make sense. In the second game of the second set. Yeah, so far so good for the poll. Just lots more errors from Collins than what we were seeing in the last few games of the opener. Ooh, she finally makes it. That was a good serve out wide from Collins. Then maybe she could have been a bit riskier. She could have taken a bit more risk on this +1 forehand. So she actually had to play like a pretty tough volley out of it. But she makes it with the help of the net cord. So she gets the first point on the board. But it was a little bit maybe too a little bit of a scenic route to get there. But well, and then great serve. 30 love up. We are approaching 1 hour. There's this famous, close up when the camera operators, right, show us the clock. I remember seeing some tweets about it that like it's a little ridiculous and a weird trend, but definitely something we see a lot in these TV productions. Another great serve from Collins just sets her up for the kill shot for the +1 forehand. That was just a put away, and it seems like Collins should be able to get her first game on the board here. That was just long though, so this is a great, very fast-paced rally, and Collins gains the upper hand. Lovely stuff there from the American. Just a couple of times, really strong redirection of the pace that Swiatek threw at her. Then eventually, beautiful timing on this forehand down the line. 6-3 to 1. Still a break behind in the second set. Six, 11, 18. Sorry, I'm just counting something. 22, 25, 20. Yeah, and we've had an hour of this match already. Of course, Swiatek a set and a breakup, but against someone like Collins, I don't think she'll ever like be fully comfortable, right? Like maybe if she was 6-6, 3-5 1 up, we would be already saying that the match is over. But it certainly doesn't feel like Collins like just has the door closed for her or something. Definitely not. And as long as the match is in play, we will still be thinking that she might have a chance to get back to this one here. So but again, when Świątek finds the first serve, it is pretty tricky for Collins to um, to try to take advantage of it instantly. She is stepping forward into the baseline. She is trying to take it early, but the last few games it hasn't really been working out for her. And yeah, that first serve percentage from Iga has definitely been key. Here Collins gets the return back, and she should be gaining the upper hand in this one. That's a beautiful shot. Yes, that was fantastic. Collins pushed aside to the tram lines. She finds this beautiful forehand down the line, winning this forehand exchange with Świątek, even if it seemed like with this wide angle, Iga was maybe on her way to actually prevail in that one to come out on top. But actually, Collins is there with the counter down the line and then just puts it away. Great point from Collins, and this was actually a rally that she won on the pole's first serve, so even more crucial in this regard. This time she wasn't that aggressive on second serve return. She was in the rally, but nets the forehand down the line. This was actually a very key shot in this game, it seems, because if she landed that, I think she would have been the favorite to win the point for sure. Probably not an outright winner, but Świątek would have been in trouble. So maybe this net cord that just stayed on Collins's side of the net will be a key moment of this game. As Świątek now is up 30-15. Did she land the serve? I don't think she did. So another opportunity for Collins to possibly attack. And she goes big at Świątek. She goes big for down the middle. She steps around her back and actually slams the forehand return, and Świątek cannot handle the power. That extreme forehand grip, not holding up here, as she just frames the forehand. And that's the sort of firepower that I guess will keep Danielle Collins in this match, even if she was to fall even further behind in the scoreboard. She will not allow Świątek to get settled, and she doesn't allow her to get settled for sure with this forehand return. That was like a little clumsy. She got a pretty Świątek got a pretty decent body serve here, and yet Collins actually is able to move away from it in time and find this beautiful return winner cross court. Pretty sensational shot, even if maybe she wasn't like fully in the right position to hit it, but she managed to make it work regardless. And she was close to winning this breakpoint as well, but that's a fantastic combination of angles from Świątek. First the forehand cross court and then just the backhand cross for the winner. Probably also not like fully clean strike on the last shot, but that's not gonna matter now. And she finds the line with this backhand. So back to deuce. But that's a pretty deep return from Collins, and now it's Swiatek's turn to try to have volley. She just didn't have enough time to to react and play it in any other way off the backhand side, and she nets it. So another opportunity coming Collins's way. I think we've just seen her like mouthing to herself, "Come on, come on," and so she knows how important this is. And Swiatek double faults. That's the pressure that Collins is putting on her with how aggressive she is, right? And Swiatek knows she needs to go deep, knows she needs to risk on these second serves, and she goes for too much. So 2-0 after 25 minutes in the second set. Although, admittedly, I don't think it's really 25 minutes. I think at least 7 or 8 were the toilet break at the beginning. So we're back at level terms in the second set. Ooh, that's a nasty return as well from Swiatek. I mean, they are both just pouncing on whatever short serve is going to come their way, and yeah, I think that was just impossible to handle. There was no way for Collins to like return to position after her serve. She was barely done with her motion, and the ball was already at her feet. But that happens both ways, of course, in this match. Yeah, Collins hitting with a bit of a better baseline rhythm right now than she was at the beginning of the set. I think maybe after the break, Collins lost a bit of her momentum, and right now she seems to have regained it, and she wins this backhand exchange. And a good serve will give her another point, so 30-15. But now Swiatek is back with a bang. Gets the return down the middle. Not too deep this time, but it forces Collins to actually just play, a relatively safe shot down the middle as well. And Swiatek is just so quick to find a huge forehand inside out. Just zero margin, but this sort of play that we expect from these players. Again, lots of pace that Collins gets onto this +1 forehand, and Swiatek just cannot really do anything with it. You could see how much the ball was piercing through the court. And 40-30, so Collins to try to go 3-2 up. And if that serve was in and it's in, then she's 3-2 up. I will turn off the light. Turn on the light, maybe. Let's give this stream a little bit less of a horror movie vibe. Does that make sense? Yeah. Oh, there is Ghosty. Nice. Let me come back to this. Okay, maybe this time it's actually gonna look a bit more tidy on the stream. I'll also check the change the banner to suggest that maybe Świątek, I don't know, leads 6-3 to 3. That makes sense. Regarding whether I could play Vincent Price, I don't think so. Some legends are not to be, are not to be parodized, because I think my version of Vincent Price would just be a parody, and not an intentional one at that as well. Yeah, I was talking about you, Ghosty, earlier. I was talking about how you were well, that was basically that this was basically a very important match for you, with Collins being a favorite of yours and Iga on the opposite end of the spectrum, let's say. So I imagined you were probably watching, even if not on the stream, then probably out there somewhere. Ooh, that's a couple of aces from Świątek to go 30 love up. I would like to know how fast that second ace was, because it looked pretty excellent down the middle. Well, down the tee, I guess, more so. Ooh, I think that return was probably just out. Yes, Collins tries to go big as usual, and she is just long with it. So 40 love for Świątek. So far has not had to touch, hasn't had to touch the ball outside of her serve. Will that continue? Yes, indeed. That's a super fast service game from the pole, and she actually ends the game without touching the ball at all, besides her serve. So that's very good, very quick turnaround from the pole, and of course a massive benefit for her if she can get more games like this in this match. Great second serve from Collins here. But Iga is there with the movement. She the out wide serve from Collins really set her up for a great +1 down the line. But then Iga is there with the backhand slide, and Collins cannot handle the half volley at the net. Probably not the most inventive player in these situational cat and mouse rallies, and that was a very hard shot to pull off. But this was definitely mostly on Świątek getting there so early and playing such a great shot on the slide. She is also in the next rally. Collins spreading the court pretty well here. Again, just so close to the baseline, not giving it up at all. And this time she gets the reward for it. And that's out probably. Deep return from Świątek, and Collins again, just not willing to move back even one step. This time it did not work out though, as she, as this forehand half volley-ish shot just lands just wide. Just didn't get the control that she needed over this one. And she is in a bit of trouble again here in this game, 15-30. second serve as well, so you know what Iga will be trying to do. But I don't think she has landed it. I love that no reaction from Collins. I mean, she's just like, okay, that this definitely didn't go in. Like, you know, there's no hesitation whatsoever. She just saw the ball clearly. Didn't even didn't even think for a moment that this was going in. She was so sure about the fact that Swiatek missed that return. And Collins approaches the net, but there's the pass from Iga. No, she thought she made it, but apparently she didn't. I'm not even sure at this point. As you guys know, when we're doing the streaming, we're usually doing this without. Yeah, we're usually doing this without sound. Yeah, Świątek thought she made this forehand pass, and it would have been a pretty spectacular shot, but then she actually realized that she didn't, and the fist is unclenched. Ooh, and yeah, that's just way too good from Collins. Despite the depth on this backhand from Świątek, she just redirects it so freely down the line for a winner. So for free. There was a brief moment in this game when you thought that maybe this was going to be when Świątek looks for another break. But then just a couple of great points from Collins, and that forehand pass that Świątek just missed long. Yeah, so Collins has definitely put herself in a good position to attack here. 4-3 up. Świątek will be facing the scoreboard pressure here. Well, maybe not that much in this game yet, but if we get to like 5-4, 6-5, these are the games where Collins is just, but even the next one, 3-4, where Collins is just going to be able to swing super freely. And yeah, she's just given herself that sort of a possibility um, to get into a Świątek service game and not really care about winning or losing it. She's just gonna come out, blast the ball, and hope for the best, which is what she should be doing here. And so far, it's been working out really well in the second set since she returned from that love to deficit. Świątek doing some reading in the notebook as well as usual. Some talk about Mel Brooks in the chat. Yeah, Young Frankenstein, definitely a good movie. I also even mentioned it in my famous thesis that Ghosty keeps mentioning. I had a reference to Young Frankenstein, and I also had a reference to Dracula, Dead and Loving It. The two Mel Brooks spoofs. I don't think I could really include Blazing Saddles in that one, but Young Frankenstein and Dracula, Dead and Loving It were actually included in my thesis. But yeah, let's see what Świątek does at 3-4. So far, she's lost the first point, which I missed. Let me quickly rewind what happened. Well, just another huge return from Collins, I guess. But she didn't win the point with it instantly. She had to rush Iga one more time to get it eventually. Now a second serve from the pole as well, and this is where we see sort of what she's made of in this match. And it was a pretty good second serve. She was still in a tough position after that. Oh my god. Yeah. I think she missed that one. So this was a pretty weird point. She got this accidental half volley pickup after Collins's return, and it actually set her up nicely. Already on the backhand cross court, you could see that there is like little control in Świątek's shots in this rally, and then she just proved it with the forehand put away that she missed. So love 30 down, and suddenly she is really close to making a bit of a mess of this here. And of course, yeah, that love 15 point is something that we might remember if Collins just breaks here. Especially as I think this second serve was so close to being out, but it actually clips the line, and Collins cannot handle it. The margins are very thin in this game. Easily could have been 30-15 up Świątek, but also easily could have been love 40 down. So I think she'll be okay with the 15-30 for now. Well, there's no real mystery here, like between the two, right? They both know what they're gonna do, and the opponent gets like even like 5 kilometers slower second serve in, or maybe if the serve is just not carefully placed, they both know what they're going to do. If that's the case, and there's so much risk involved in their second serves, there's so much risk involved in their returning it. It looks like Świątek might have saved herself, though. A great first serve now. So 40-30. Think that serve is out, though. So a slight opportunity for Collins here. She crushes the forehand again, but this time Iga absorbs it quite all right. And it's Collins who throws out the next shot. So 4-all, but the last game was a bit of a micro chance for Świątek to break, and now we had a very similar situation from Collins, I think. Especially that second serve on the line from Świątek at love 30. That was something that could have ended the game right there if that serve doesn't go in. But anyway, 85 minutes of action, and we are at 6-3 4-all. Świątek starts the next game with a huge 1-2 punch on return. Collins trying to defend herself with that forehand squash shot, but wasn't really close to being over the net. So first point of the game, and with that a bit of momentum going Świątek's way. She's now on the last 5 points. I think that's a good +1 backhand from Collins. Yeah, that should be on the line. Was just about to say that the first serve here did not really give her that much of an advantage, but she made sure that this advantage was actually very clearly visible with just how big she went on that +1 backhand right after that. And this time another +1 backhand, but yeah, when she plays it just deep down the middle at Świątek, and if the Pole is able to produce that sort of half volley get, then the volley gets the next shot from Collins, whether it is a volley or like an approach shot that actually can get kind of tricky. And here that forehand volley she misses, but a tough ball, definitely. Probably did not take as much from that advantage that the serve built up for her as she could have. It's a good serve from Collins, but Swiatek is, I don't know, she's complaining about something. Not exactly sure what, but anyway, 30-all. In the opening set, we have this stat on the screen that Collins was winning 58% of her first serve points. In the second, she's already winning 78. So that's a massive improvement, of course. Even though just 2 points ago, she lost one of these points too. So that's another huge second serve from Swiatek, but this time Collins can handle it. She actually defends with a moonball, and she gets back into the point nicely, it seemed, but there's a backhand down the line from Swiatek here that's just way too good. Collins opened up the angle for her, and Swiatek was there very quickly to take it. Great point from both players, honestly. Collins with a bit of defensive play that maybe you don't usually see from her. But yeah, just that backhand down the line was sensational. So breakpoint Swiatek, a virtual match point. I wouldn't really say so in this match, but of course it would put Swiatek in a great position. But Collins again, I think it's like the second time this game that she's using this combination: big first serve down the middle, and then just backhand cross court +1. Way too strong, way too deep, and Swiatek cannot defend it. She cannot put it over the net. So Deuce. Well, this match, as you know, I cannot really tell you about the first few games, but I feel like it has definitely fired up quite a lot in the last few. And Collins finds the ace down the tee to give herself the first game point here. Yeah, and again, just way too good on this first serve, Collins, down the tee, and then a +1 forehand winner. You can clearly see that she's been winning a lot of these first serve points in this set, and yeah, she just pounces so early on these +1 shots, like the backhand at breakpoint down, which was really important, right? Maybe a virtual match point, but she was there and she just blasted it away. Let me check let me change the scoreline on the banner, and then I'll try to read if there's anything in the comments that I should get back to. Yeah, Swiatek leads 6-3-4-5. I don't really care about space balls. Don't find it as well. I wanted to say don't find it as funny. Like Young Frankenstein is also like not a slapstick comedy, but I think it's a much smarter parody, or like Blazing Saddles even, which is more slapsticky, and I think Spaceballs just goes deep into this. Yeah, just very simple comedy, which is okay, but I prefer a few of his films more than the other ones. TNN is app not giving Ghosty you unforced errors. That's good that the app is not giving you unforced errors, because if an app is making unforced errors, that means it's not that great. But anyway, I'm not sure anything I have is also, yeah, nothing I have is providing unforced errors either, other than the stats from the WTA that we had after the opening set. So cannot really tell you the amount of unforced errors that Danielle Collins has hit. It's probably a reasonable number, though. The beginning of this set, she definitely had a couple of games where the error count was a bit off the charts, but after that, she has found some much better rhythm. maybe has been like a. Mm, I wanted to. I don't know if we can say that she has been the slightly better player since, but certainly it has been like a very fair, even affair since she got that break back. Lots of tense moments in the last couple of games, and maybe this is another one of them. As Swiatek is 4-5 down now, and Love 15 down, and will have to serve a second delivery. Goes to the Collins backhand, and she just misses it. The American did not get a clean hit, but for a moment it actually looked like she might still make it. Eventually, she didn't. Yeah, sorry, like eventually the ball didn't make it onto the line. But another second serve to look at here for Collins. So the opportunity is still very much there to put even more pressure on Swiatek in this 4-5 game, where the pressure is already kind of huge. And you can see that with her making a double fault, 15-40, 15-30. So Collins just 2 points away from taking this to a deciding set. Two double faults in this set from Swiatek, but of course you can sort of assume that part of that is just the fact that she knows she has to hit a good second serve to fend off Collins. But the American maybe is not to be fended off, as she finds this great backhand return. Very tough shot, I think, because the ball was basically over her head already. It was not at a usually comfortable height, but it lands just in the corner, in the very corner of the court. So 2 set points for Danielle Collins to get us into the deciding set. And that's long as well from Swiatek. So second serve, and Danielle Collins will not get a better opportunity than this. On the previous point, on the deuce side, Swiatek hit a double fault. This time the serve is in. Oh wow, that's just ridiculous. Collins thought that she returned the serve very well, I think, and then just the addition of racket head spin here from Swiatek, just incredible. Collins thought that was an aggressive return. The whole world thought that was an aggressive return, but only Iga Swiatek did not think so. But this is not gonna matter if she cannot save the next set point. But she can. Collins trying to go down the line with the backhand, and she didn't manage to get it over the net. So back to deuce, and yeah, I mean, if she wins this set, we're definitely gonna remember that forehand at 15-40 down here. But that's an interesting point as well. I think Swiatek was not even sure if she landed that first serve, but Collins took it like with great timing to just blast a return winner, another one. And yeah, because Swiatek I think was not sure if the first serve was even going in. It looked pretty funny because she was just, yeah, she didn't even flinch towards that one. And on the third set point, Swiatek will have to start with the second serve again. So does she hold her nerves? I think she did. Yeah, it's a very deep second serve again, and this is what got Collins in trouble here. But yeah, obviously Swiatek was very close to winning to losing this point, you know, Again, a second serve that lands on the line. But this is what Danielle Collins is forcing her to do. This is what she's forcing her to come up with. Ooh, but that's sloppy forehand from Swiatek. She had Collins on the move there. She had a nice out wide serve, then forehand down the line. Collins running from one corner to another is not what she's usually trying to do. And then she just nets the forehand that I'm not really sure what she was even trying to do. Yeah, not even sure what she was trying to do with this shot. Maybe the indecisiveness also was part of the miss. Now Collins has her chance. There's a great forehand down the line, and she wins it. She takes it. So we're back to a deciding set. This is the second time this tournament already when Świątek goes to a decider. She did that against Karolina Pliskova, of course. Sorry, not Karolina Pliskova, but Karolina Muchova, the other Czech Karolina. And she managed to prevail 6-4 yesterday in this match that was just filled with rain delays. Today, thankfully, the weather has been better, and now it's Collins' turn to go for a toilet break. Ghosty with the hot takes in the chat. How is Poland getting a better feed than in the States? I'm not watching on Polish TV or anything, so that's not how it's happening. On Polish TV, it probably would be fairly similar, but I don't know. You're nearly 2 minutes ahead of me. Sorry. Yeah, but the stream that I'm using here, it's actually really, yeah, the stream that I'm using is actually very, very quick. It's like, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds behind local time or something like that. It's actually just very, very good. Anyway, let me change the banner then, because clearly we are. Świątek is not leading anymore. So I definitely have to change that. Right now we are dead even. There were a lot of comments since I last checked them, but I hopefully did not miss anything that important. Tommy Paul just took the first set. Wow, that's pretty wild. He also beat Alcaraz in Canada last year, right? So that would not even be the first time when Tommy Paul beats Alcaraz at this very event. That match did not sound all that interesting to me, honestly. But maybe I'm gonna tune into it after Świątek and Collins are done, if that match is still even going, right? Because that's not really a given. Hot take from Ghosty, which I mentioned before: Danielle Collins has the best backhand in the WTA. It could be up there, you know. Back in the day, you probably had someone like maybe even Muguruza, maybe. There are some people who would say Coco Gauff, I think, which maybe is a bit of a stretch. But yeah, Collins definitely up there. Pretty rare for sure to have a better backhand than your forehand. And that's maybe that's why it's hard to find any other answers really to this one. Sakari and Collins. Basically, yeah. No, it was today. Sorry, today. It was this week, of course. That Collins Sakari thing, and yeah, Sakari just hit a ball kind of angrily into the stands, but she didn't even hit it cleanly. Like, it was a mishit. It was a bit unclear what the umpire should have been doing. Like, Collins just basically pointed out that this sort of behavior should be punished more, like should be paid attention to, which is right. But when Sakari started saying something, she also said, "Shut your mouth" to Sakari. So, the way in which she did it was not exactly that cultured. So, um, Damian, how was Alcaraz Hurkacz? I didn't see it, but people have been raving about it. Yeah, just another one of these matches where Hurkacz plays more aggressively. Actually, shows that he has that side to him because he knows he needs to. You know, against someone like this, came very close to the win, but the tie breaks, they actually weren't. Like, some people in Poland have been criticizing him, right, for the tiebreakers that he played against Alcaraz. I think at some point you kind of have to accept that, this is what he is, right? Like, when Alcaraz comes out and plays a few amazing points in the tiebreaker, Hurkacz is probably not going to win it. But yeah, he kept it super close. I was watching it late at night, and like when I woke up in the morning, I was actually looking for Hurkacz in the schedule for the next day because I was so tired watching it at night that I didn't even realize that I should actually be looking for Alcaraz, not for Hurkacz. But yeah, would be good for Hurkacz to grab a win like this because I think so far this year it's been mostly close calls for him against like top 10 players and no wins. Of course, the big ones against Djokovic at Wimbledon and this one right now. Yeah, maybe another time. Swiatek starts the third set with a great point. Approaches on the backhand cross court and a pretty tough volley, even, I would say. Not something she usually hits, but I like this one definitely. But this time Collins is there with the backhand down the line and forces an error out of Swiatek. Well, with the nonsense at the French Open, it was more so that the umpire didn't see the incident, right? So the umpire was like only going on what basically like on the reaction of the ball girl and on what Puskova and Soribe Stormo were telling him. So yeah, I guess more of an issue there was just the fact that we still don't have like video review and etc., which we will have at the US Open, right? So that's great. But yeah, I think if the umpires saw the incident in at the French with who was it, Kato, right? I think it was Kato. And then yeah, the default would not have been applied, I think. You're young when you say back in the day. No, it's like more about how long Muguruza has been away from the top. I think it's mostly about that. That sort of I think it just sort of, yeah, shows how long she's been missing from the top of the sport already, that we can say back in the day Muguruza was something. um Yeah, Nolly. Yeah, Collins was not okay there for sure. Just instantly saying "shut your mouth," but she's not there to make friends. She's there to win matches, and she has been doing just that this weekend, especially after struggling in the qualifying. Because she went free in the qualifying against Ginny Bouchard and then also against Emina Bektas in an All-American clash. And here we have the set two stats that someone in the chat was, hoping for with the unforced errors from Collins, and just 11 unforced errors in this second set, 13 winners. I would say like half of these unforced errors at least came in the first 2 or 3 games. So, yeah, at 81% first serve points won from Collins, that was huge in helping her turn this around. What does Greenland have to do with the Titanic? Is that where the Titanic crashed? I don't think so, right? Why would the Titanic be close to Greenland even? I mean, I think it went from Southampton to New York City, right? So why would it even be around Greenland? It was probably like somewhere around Canada. Um, ooh, and that's a double fault again from Swiatek. Obviously, we've said it many times, but she knows she needs to go for a bit more. Well, Collins definitely with the momentum right now, having clinched that second set. There was this break point at 4-all in the second where maybe it could have ended the match right there, but she cleaned it up very quickly, and since then has been the dominant force. Hmm. Looks like my very quick stream has now broken, so I might have to use one that's more in tune with you guys' feeds. Anyway, 30-15. Oof. Great serve from Swiatek, gets her 40-15 up. And I think this sliced one out wide was just wide. The out wide serve was a bit too wide, so another second serve for Collins to look at. Obviously, she goes for it, and yeah, Swiatek just cannot handle this sort of extreme pace going at her forehand. So the second serve is still very much a problem for the Pole. And in the second set, she wasn't winning this many first serve points either. But I think that was mostly on just her sloppy play on the +1 shots and not taking advantage of some great positions in the rallies. But of course, on second serve, that's not why it was happening. It's just the extreme pressure that she's under. Anyway, 1-all as Collins throws out the backhand long. Really feels like anything can happen from here. Obviously, tennis is still a fairly random sport, you would say, where just a couple of points often decide a match. Sometimes 1 point can decide a match, and the most important stat of them all, the win probability, shows up on our screens, and it says that Świątek has a 70% chance of winning this one. I would say that's a lot closer to 50-50 right now. She steps into that second serve return though, and gets a great one here to go up 15 love in Collins's service game. And she will get another second serve return to look at, so can we already be thinking about a chance for Świątek here? Absolutely. Another just scintillating return, you know. Lots of explosiveness here with the footwork on these two backhand returns, and that instantly gives her the reward in a love 30, 30 love lead. The first serve is there from Collins to save her though, 15-30. She tried, but it was impossible for Świątek to get this sort of timing again on a good serve from Collins this time around. And it's gonna be 30 all. Fantastic serve down the tee from Collins. Nothing that Świątek could have done. I think she also leaned left actually. She was trying to already step into her backhand return again, but 30 love and 30 all as Collins just fires a great serve down the tee, and it's an ace. Another second serve from Collins though, so we know what Świątek will be doing. We know where Świątek will be waiting. And it is a big blast. Collins will not be able to get it back over the net. Yeah, this is a funny match right now because it just feels like anytime either of the players has a second serve, it just gets crushed by the opponent. And they're actually landing a lot of these returns, you know. They both have such good timing on it. Like you very rarely see them missing these second serve returns. They just place it consistently deep and with a lot of power. Um, Honestly, really cannot remember the last time Collins or Świątek missed a second serve return, which of course isn't really true, but yeah, they're landing a lot of them. Now we are into a long rally, and this time the Świątek return was aided by the net court. But then, you know, it was just a regular neutral exchange, with Świątek eventually coming out on top. She gets the bigger backhand in this backhand exchange, and then follows it up with a forehand into the same direction, inside out. 2-1 up. She was already up a break in the second set as well, so it's not like the match is won yet, but she has put herself in a good position again. Let me change the banner on the screen, I guess. Oh, actually, John has managed to get us the score, so that I don't have to do that anymore. That's fantastic. Collins is serving better, but her service games are longer than Iga's. This suggests Iga has superior defensive skills. Oh, no, it's not the biggest sample, but yeah. some of these games from Świątek have actually been a lot quicker than Collins's, but yeah, the last few times, of course, in the second set especially, she was actually in trouble in them despite the rapid nature. Great point from Świątek here already. A couple of great forehand blows. This one with a lot more spin, and then the flat one. Very hard to get a ball like this back. 3 minutes behind me. When I came to Bonn, I was apparently the second best ping pong player in the house, says John. Who was the first was Timo Boll staying with us, and I just didn't notice him. Maybe it was Dmitry Ovcharov or Patrick Franziska or Truls Moregard. Yeah, I guess my knowledge of German table tennis players has already run out, so maybe one of these four guys. They're definitely better than me, so if they were staying in John's house and I just didn't realize, then potentially, yeah, I was probably the second best. That's a fantastic forehand from Świątek. She was so deep there, like you have to think that this is going to be a defensive shot, and then she just slides into it. Beautiful counter cross court. I think, yeah, again, this was similar to this 4-5 15-40 point, I think, in the second set, right? Where Collins is just certain she is the aggressor in this shot, and then in this point, and then suddenly she's not. Suddenly, it actually turns out that she was in trouble all along. Iga rarely lets a lead slip. I think this is a bit of a jinx there from Ghosty, because I don't think Iga rarely lets a lead slip. I actually think that this has been happening to her a bit frequently of late, and also, of course, in the second set. So I would imagine that it's just Ghosty trying to. I would imagine that it's just Ghosty trying to jinx. Men on serve. I like that from Kavi. The men are on serve. But indeed, everyone knows, I guess, what it is about, since right now we only have one match going on, of course, in Toronto. That Monfils Sinner clash is looking pretty exciting, but can I actually watch it? I'm not sure. Like right now, I am very much woken up, so maybe I'm gonna try. Maybe I'm gonna try to finish off Alcaraz Paul as well, and then try to watch Monfils Sinner. Then I'm gonna be dead all day tomorrow, but maybe it's worth it, you know. Maybe it's something that I should do. I'm not sure quite yet. Anyhow, uh, Iga 3-1 up. Ooh, hey Jake. Ooh, I was actually late to this stream as well, so I think we're gonna we're definitely gonna excuse you for being late. I was late to this stream by like 40 minutes. So ooh, yeah, Świątek just messing up the kill shot there, but you can see that she is moving with a lot more intensity at the moment. You know, the way she was just flying all over the court in this rally here, taking that crouch forehand, then super quick to her backhand corner. Probably would have won the point if she made this forehand, but then again, it was a really low percentage shot, it seems. So that's interesting. Big first serve from Collins, but Świątek cannot even like get close to finding a clean strike there. So 30 love up, maybe a very quick serve, maybe a very quick service game from Collins coming up here. It does look like so, as she just finds another one of these +1 backhand winners, this one inside out. Again, to Ghosty's point earlier about Collins with the best backhand on the WTA Tour, of course, very rare to step around your forehand, but that's exactly what she did here. But it's not going to be a love hold, as Swiatek finds a return on the line, and then this time the forehand down the line is working, unlike in the first point of the game. Well, maybe this game is not over quite yet. There's another very deep return from Swiatek. Collins obviously not giving up the baseline like she has been all match, and tries to redirect with it instantly. That shot is into the net, so yeah. And we were talking about a quick love hold potentially from Collins, and right now we are actually back at deuce. So Swiatek very successful this point in getting Collins on the move. That's usually a recipe for success, of course. But it's not going to be a break point for the pole just yet. This time she cannot get the return over the net, even if Collins' serve was actually not that well placed, probably. But she gets another game point. And she cleans it up with another +1 backhand winner, so eventually gets there, even though it maybe was a bit more picturesque than it seemed. I'm not aware that I would what's happening. Let me read the chat quickly. No, Ghosty, I don't believe in you. I don't believe you actually said that Iga never lets a lead sleep. I think you were actually hoping for something completely different this time around, at least. Hey Nurlan as well. Iga would be in big trouble against Pegula if she goes through. Would she? Historically, it's been a pretty easy matchup for her. I feel like every day Iga is supposed to be in big trouble, according to you. But to be fair, this tournament the matches have been really tough for her every single time, even the one against Pliskova. So it's possible, absolutely. Especially if like this match goes even longer, right? Maybe there's some tiredness factor as well. But yeah, historically it's been an easy matchup for her. So I think I would still be thinking of a Swiatek win rather than Pegula tomorrow. No, I'm not aware that Nurlan was asking where's my man. Was that today earlier or was that yesterday? I'm not sure. What's the deal with the long sleeve shirt? I don't know. But it's probably not what you mentioned. That's for sure. Carlos just broke. Ooh. Okay, so Alcaraz is close to getting it back to once getting it back to level. Collins inside out backhands to the corner are so sexy. Absolutely. How did Hurkacz play yesterday? Very aggressive on return. He was basically trying to play it like against Djokovic at Wimbledon, where he comes out and he knows that he needs to take a lot of risks to possibly have a chance, and that's what he did. He did have a chance, just couldn't really do anything in the tie breaks, which was both on him, like not finding his best points, but also on Alcaraz just being, close to unplayable. So it happens, but it was a good match for sure. Danielle. Yeah, who the hell is Ted Lasso? Oh, it's a TV show. Okay. It looks like another comfortable from hold for Swiatek though. So 40 love up. We see that the first serve percentage has improved a lot in the third set. So and that's of course one of the keys to this matchup for Swiatek. And yeah, just another great first serve, and she this time she puts away the forehand without any issues. So a comfortable hold for Swiatek, and if she keeps finding this many first serves, then she can really just run away with this one break lead. Apparently there was a tweener from Carlos Alcaraz just a moment ago, so you guys might want to check that out on Twitter. Yeah, it's just fully like down the line tweener passing shot. Pretty incredible one. Let's see if Danielle Collins is going to keep this interesting with this by winning this 2-4 game in the third set. Ooh. Again, Collins not trying not to give up the baseline, but she actually gives Świątek a bit of a weaker ball to attack, and yeah, just clinical on this backhand down the line. Nasty shot. Ghosty will like this point though at 15-0, with Collins just going huge on a couple of these backhands, one cross court, and then just following it up in the same direction for the winner. Not inside outs, which he said that that they are extremely sexy, but I think these regular backhands cross court were also extremely sexy here. So I think she missed it. Yeah, I think this is double fault from Collins. Super close to hitting the serve down the tee, but it's actually a double fault. So it's 30-all now, and who knows? Maybe this is already an opportunity for Świątek to try to clinch this match earlier, but but not really, as Collins finds the first serve, and as usual in this matchup, the finding the first serves has been just so vital. And yeah, she cannot. She's trying to be aggressive on return after the first serve as well, but she just cannot do it here. Now she finds a fantastic reactive return, though. Maybe a little bit too predictable there, Collins, with this serve down the tee. She's been using this direction a lot on these outside serves, so maybe that was also part of it. And Swiatek just gets a great reaction on it, plays it super deep down the middle, and we're back to deuce. And I think that's another double fault from Collins. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of a virtual match point here from Swiatek. I think for Swiatek, I think we can already say this, since like a double break lead would be a lot bigger than the potential of just one break point in the second set. That was a bit of a weird point. Swiatek surprised with the bounce there, just sort of delaying the stroke because of it. Collins guessed and tried to go to the side. She chose her backhand corner, and Swiatek actually just plays it down the middle. And 5-2 up, Nepal is, and will serve for the match with a potential of coming back to serve for the match again. So she is in a great position to win this one for sure. Objectively, who do you think is better, Rybakina or Swiatek? Doesn't sound like too much of a question, right? Like achievements, Swiatek, potential to stay at the top of the game, also Swiatek. That's not really taking anything away from Rybakina, but would be a huge surprise if over the course of their careers, Rybakina ended up with more accolades than Swiatek. Peaches is also not happy about Danielle Collins being 2-5 down, so maybe once Danielle Collins loses, they can just have a big gathering with Ghosty and mourn the loss of the American. But for now, let's see if Iga Swiatek is able to hold and clinch the match on the first opportunity, because in the opening set she didn't manage to do it. She actually needed 2 attempts. So let's see if that is the case this time around too. And another first serve from Swiatek, and we've already mentioned that, but in the decider, she's like hitting almost 3 out of 4 first serves, and that's obviously so vital in this matchup, and that's also while not taking anything away from them, and that's an ace. Yeah, so she just keeps adding to it, basically. This time she will have to start from the second serve, and instantly she's in trouble. Yeah, just a great one-two punch from Collins, ended with a forehand down the line winner. Again, you can see how important this is in this matchup. It's actually kind of funny, how big the difference is between landing a first serve and not landing it in this sort of rivalry. But it is what it is, really. But again, Collins has a second serve to look at, so maybe there's still a shot for the American here. Ooh, but this is actually a very makeable forehand return, and I said earlier that it's like very, very rare. That it's actually really rare that they miss second serve returns despite being so aggressive with them. But this was that opportunity. This was that moment when Collins misses, and well, Collins keeps herself in the match though. Deep return at Iga down the middle again. And yeah, sometimes it's just impossible to handle this sort of power. Both of them have been struggling with it the entire match. I think that's that serve was out as well. So another second serve from Iga. They actually the first delivery has kind of abandoned her at the moment, and it doesn't look like the help will come from Collins yet. Swiatek going for this sharp angled backhand +1 shot, and she actually misses it. Again, Collins is aggressive with the return. She should be winning this point, but she misses that drive volley. Very well. It was a bold decision, and it's a match where we know that both players are very keen on making bold decisions. But yeah, I think that was maybe just a little too risky. She was basically like close to the baseline hitting this shot, like probably between the service box and the baseline. And then yeah, that was just really tough to make. So will Świątek clinch this match now? Yes, she does. Another good serve, and she finally comes up with one after a few points where she couldn't, and yeah, then just finally forehand down the line winner on the +1 shot to give herself the win. So honestly, another tough win for Świątek, right? Another one where she had to grind hard for the victory, but she manages to do it. And yeah, she's gonna play Jessica Pegula in tomorrow's semifinal. I think the head-to-head between them is now at like what 6-2 or something like that for Swiatek. Let me check that. 5-2. Sorry, yeah. Last time they played, Swiatek only lost 3 games, but also they played at the United Cup this year with Swiatek only winning 4 games. So it's not like Pegula has not beaten her in the past, but um, other than that very specific United Cup matchup where Pegula was favored by the conditions, I think, and also by the fact that she didn't have to change the courts, the cities that they were playing in, because the Polish team had to go from Brisbane to Sydney, if memory serves right, and Sydney was much faster. And Swiatek did not manage to adapt in time. But other than that match, it's been a very rough rivalry for Pegula. So it's going to be kind of going to be on her to step up. But yeah, Świątek grinding out tough wins all week. Yeah, sorry, Ghosty. I mean, it's like almost 3 a.m. and I'm also not sure how loud I can be in this in my Airbnb here. So perhaps I'm gonna try to do that in on like some other stream when I'm at home, and and I know that, or maybe when it's going to be during the day, I'm gonna try to improve my match point game. But yeah, John says he's gonna sail this ship home, so I'm assuming that he's gonna come in. So you can do that now, I guess. I'm done, and I'm just gonna leave then, right? Oh, I can just leave. Okay, so see you guys.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.